Our next reader is Nadine Navas. She is a young writer living in the Pacific Northwest in Federal Way, Washington. She's been published in Pierce College's 2017 and 2018 editions of the Student Literary Arts magazine, as well as featured in Maudlin House Writers of the Week segment. She regularly performs her work at the Amman Poetry Slam. She is currently abroad. Lies, it's a Christmas miracle, because she's here. Sorry, phone popped up. Sorry, oops. She currently runs a website entitled NadineWrites.com and is a member as a means to archive and share her creative work, such as poetry, blackout poetry, spoken word, activist art, and prose. Let's give it for Nadine, guys.
Hello. I was abroad, so I was studying abroad in Amman, Jordan, which is bordered to Israel-Palestine, for about 4 months. I studied politics and I speak Arabic, so I was studying Arabic as well. I landed in the country less than 48 hours ago, so little shook and on a lot of Red Bull. So, not performing anything fancy tonight. I just really miss Washington. I really miss home. So I'm reading a bunch of really silly poems about Washington State. Okay, so I'm small. I will do this. Okay, so could you help me? I'm in like 4-inch heels and I still can't do this. Thank you. Yes. This is better. Okay. So this first poem is just called Washington Beaches. Cold seas that reflect muddy skies, you are like my Washington beach. With your scattered rocks and your driftwood turned shelter, I come to walk on your hallowed shores to sort myself out. I come seeking strength from your storms. The ocean pushes everything else away, leaving just us as she laps at my legs. What's wrong? The beach whispers. In sharp whistle through strong wind, you steal the thoughts from my mind and drown them in the crashing waves. I scream, I feel lost, I feel empty. But as the wind quiets and your shores still, I know without words you want me to go, and I do. I walk away with a stone in my hand and a heavier feeling in my chest, yet I feel no longer uncertain, trailing new shoreline that you carve so perfectly. Okay. This next one is called, let's do Hammock. Hidden in plain sight we rest, in our midst a book, written for you and for me. Tears stained from my eyes and yours, this is the epitome of us. It is here, in this hammock, that I made love for the first time. You guided words out of my lips that no other ears had heard before. They drifted in the air between us, sinking into the nylon plastic. We laugh as if nothing around us is real. Even as it is time to go, our mirage never faded. I watch your careful hands undo the ties at each of the trees. Parallel, you left me there, hanging in the branches by my tongue. Somehow I have forgotten how to breathe, yet your eyes, they resuscitate me. This next one is called Pacific Grooves. It was written at Cape Disappointment. That's my boyfriend, Jake. We went for his sister's wedding, so I wrote a cheesy poem too. Pacific Grooves. Come, lie with me. It is just a matter of time before the ocean pulls us away again. We must melt together like resin, filling the wood grain grooves of a familiar coffee table. We, pale bodies, like marble driftwood cities afloat in the distance. There is nothing out there but us. This one's called Arsonist. Stone gray silence steeped in a daydream, tell me to swallow my tongue. Morse code translated by blinking in slow motion, tell me suddenly I am not enough. I am made of electricity, I breathe lightning from my lungs. A storm sits at the tip of my lips, but all that comes out are swarms of moths. Charcoal colored like flakes of ash, their larvae stick to the back of my teeth. Tell me there is nowhere left to go. I will swallow a match and lace these forests with silver, burn them to the ground, fan the flames and fuel the fire. I am the kerosene flask filled with desire. New stories, new ground, I will no longer hold back. Tell me there is nothing left and I will rebuild from new ash. And this last one, I don't usually do short poems like this. My poems are like 5.5 minutes, so I didn't know, I was like, whatever. So here's a bunch of short poems. So this last one is another really cheesy one, but also written in like Washington beaches, surprise. Okay, so this one's called Wild Heart. Let it guide you, your heart that is, your very logical, very rational heart. Just let it push against your chest cavity and drag you towards her. She will write stories with you. She will write stories for you. She will put the pen in your hand and scribble the ink for you on the rippled, waterlogged pages of your life. There's just too much to do to ignore this. Listen to it. So many more rivers to cross, carrying her on your back, a young, feverish love, as hot as cherry coals left over in the fire pit as you both sleep. Red as rubies, wet and sandy and pure, you're just scamps, the two of you. Listen to it. Let it guide you to her. Make the nights before curfew and live for the nights when you don't. Listen to the drum of fervor that beats between her chest. Deep down, you know she too has a wild heart. That one's very like John Green, but like, so that's it. Thank you guys so much. Jackie mentioned, I do have like a really small, lame website. It's not as cool as Jake's. It's called So Nadine Writes. Jake made it for me, but like go check it out. I write a lot of cool shit. Thank you.